One thing I noticed when I got my old Merc was that the brake discs on the rear were scored, and which means it must have some hot points on the disc or something like that, but in any case they're scored, and I knew that one day I would have to change them, and today's the day. So we're going to change the rear discs and the brake pads. Well, I've jacked the car up, put on a couple of stands, as you can see, and this one I've pulled off the wheel and pulled off the brake drum, or I should say rotor. Okay, we've pulled the wheel off, and now we're going to unbolt the caliper down here, and all it has is two 17mm bolts holding it on. And there they are there. And you put your socket on it and undo that one, 17mm, one down the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try moving out a bit, in a bit. Anyway, down there, 17mm. The disc is a little bit burred and everything on the edge, so it makes it a bit awkward to get it off, and so I'm going to have to put a screwdriver in there, lever the pads apart to get it off. Hang on. Okay, I've got the screwdriver in there, levered the pads off, and now we get a hammer and we'll knock these pins through. This one here and one here. You just punch them through from this end here, knock those pins out, take the pads out. There's one of the pins I tapped out, and no big deal, and there they go. I've got the pins out and just take the pads off. There they go. And now we make sure we hang the caliper up somewhere where it won't fall down, and we're lucky on the Merc because it's got a nice spot just up in here where it won't fall down, and we won't put any strain on the hose. Now on the disc we've got a locking screw, there it is down here, and we're going to take that off, and this time I'm going to free up the brake drum in here before I try and get it off. The last time I had a bit of trouble trying to get the drum off. Let's see how we go with this one. Because these discs have been there so long, you can see it's sort of all rusted around there and everything. I'll give it a go with WD-40, free it up a bit, and I'll give it a bit of a bang with a mash hammer to free them a bit. Here on the disc you can see by the edge it's badly scored and lipped all the way around. Now it's advisable to undo your adjuster. What you do is you put a screwdriver through there onto the winder for your handbrake pads and adjust it off, because I had a lot of trouble getting this one off, even though there was plenty of movement, because they've been seated in there for so long, getting it off the inside of the disc. As you can see, the disc has a lip on the inside too, and that's what my problem was, getting the brake pads over that lip. So in the end we won. These are the brake pads, whoops, and they're very worn and glazed. There's plenty of meat on them, but unfortunately the disc has destroyed the pads when we change them both at the same time anyway. The next thing I'm going to do is get some steel wool or sandpaper and clean this disc off to make it nice and smooth and even, and then I'll put the new discs on. There you are. I've given the disc a clean with a bit of emery paper and just a wipe over with some cleaning fluid, so there's nothing, nice and smooth, ready for the new disc to go on to sit properly. And there's my new disc just sat on there. Make sure the surfaces are clean. You can even give it a wipe over, bit of cleaning fluid or something on the discs, and put your retaining screw back in. That's a little retaining screw there that goes in there. They say you should replace the screws and that, but unfortunately I don't have any other screw, so it's going to go back in. And this pin down here is a guide pin. Put that in, and then we're going to get the screwdriver and put it through this hole and adjust back up the handbrake pads just to it touches, and then back it off a little bit. Right, because of my brake pads are worn lower than the new ones, the pistons on my calipers are set in a position where they've been for quite a while and not gone right back all the way in. So what I'm going to do is, you can see I've got the spanner there on the bleeder. I'm going to let the pressure off, push the caliper pistons back in, and then turn the pressure off again, which means we're going to have to bleed the brakes once I finish this job. Well folks, we're at the final part of the exercise. We're going to bleed the brakes now, and you can see I've got my little spanner on the bleeder, and my lovely wife is going to put her foot on the pedal, and I'll release it. And what you do is you bleed it out until you don't get any more air bubbles. Okay, put your foot on the brake, Kate. You got your foot on the brake? Okay, what we did, we bled the brakes. You just do it a couple of times. Make sure there's no air in the fluid when it comes out. That should be it. Make sure you check your brake fluid level. You don't actually use much. Now I'm going to throw the wheels on, take it for a test drive, and that's the end of the brakes, rear discs and brake pads. Okay, that's it for today.